Old School Bodybuilding Clothing Company. If it's been 3.5 hours since you last ate protein and now you're starting to freak out, you are old school. If watching someone sit on a hammer machine for 5 minutes between sets playing with their phone pisses you off, you are definitely old school. OSBBC.com for the hardest training athletes.
You're funny.
Like I said, do you like my tail?
Welcome back to Iron Rage. This week we got a special show for you. I got, of course, Lee Priest here with us, but we also have another crazy Aussie here with us, Jake Nikolopolous. Welcome to the show. And the reason we got you here is because you had filmed a really interesting, unique documentary that I'm going to talk about.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for having me on the show. And can I say, that's the first time you've got my name right, Dave. I've heard you pronounce it. Last year you pronounced it. This year you've pronounced it wrong. Made me sound like some kind of undiscovered dinosaur, Nikolopolous or something.
My kids love dinosaurs. It's
I
the
heard
Jake
him-
Nikolopolous dinosaur. Yeah.
I heard him say it 20 times before the show started just to get it right.
All you Greek guys, you always shorten your names too. It's usually like Jake Nico or something like that. You know, you'll
Yeah, maybe I should change it to Jake Nico. I heard last time that you said it, Lee actually corrected you and he said, no, Nikolopolous. And you go, yeah, Nikolopolous. And he said, no, Nikolopolous.
I'm thinking Galapagos Islands in my head, you know. I got tortoises on the mind, you know. Giant tortoises. Well, thank you for joining us today. Lee, you know, you seem to be the hot commodity lately. People are putting you in documentaries. How did the Jake documentary come about? Does anyone know how it all started?
Yeah, so I can answer that.
Okay.
So Lee and I, the whole documentary came on after I won the Arnold Classic here in Australia when I got my pro card in 2019.
Right.
The guys behind the documentary there, I don't know if you're familiar with them, Dave. I think you know Gary Phillips.
Yes.
So Gary Phillips has his own company, Muscle Vision, and he's done the Chris Cormier documentary.
Did a great
he's
job
also
of that,
done the Flex Wheeler documentary, and he's working on Lee's documentary as well. But for my particular, am I allowed to drop that?
Yeah, but it's going to be.
The question will be: will Jake be in Lee's documentary? That's the question.
Yeah, we're filming for that in like a fortnight.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so he worked with another filmmaker, Darren Petty Films, on for my documentary, and it was after the 2019. They both know me as well. Gary's known me since I was like 17 years old. The first competition I ever did,
Right.
He photographed me at his house. Nothing kinky, Lee. Just let me put it out there. Just a normal photo shoot. I've got to say all these things, Dave. You know how fucking twisted Lee is.
Mum's the word.
You didn't tie your penis to like a coffee table or anything like that?
No, posing trunks are on. No penis tied up to anything. There was no knots in my penis. Everything was just normal. Very normal photo shoot.
Boring.
Boring in Lee's books. That's a boring photo shoot.
Weren't doing lines of cocaine, tying your genitalia to moving cars or anything like that.
Just because we take
Dave, trying to promote my documentary here, and all you guys are doing is making a fucking joke out of it.
I thought that was the whole purpose of the documentary.
Just because I take my creatine different to you, Dave, doesn't mean it's cocaine.
Yeah.
So I've known Gary for a long time. He's known me since I was a kid, and and Darren as well. He competed with the NABBA when I did it. We travelled together to Germany in 2008, I think. So there's a bit of history with both of them. And then after the show, they approached me and said, "Hey, we think it'd be a really cool idea to do a documentary." And the first thing that kind of went into my head is, who the fuck's going to want to watch a documentary on someone that hasn't achieved anything as an IFBB pro yet? But once they kind of explained to me what the purpose of the documentary was, it was more just a storytelling of, as a kid, where I came from, right, all the childhood stuff, and actually getting the pro card. So it wasn't so much as, hey, look at this guy, how much he's achieved as an IFBB pro, because I haven't even done a fucking show yet as a IFBB pro, right, because everything's been locked down since, since COVID. But that was pretty much, they approached me with the idea then, Dave. They said, hey, how about we tell the story and interview all the people that have played a part in your journey, where it's Lee Priest, Sam Ioannidis, he was a NABBA champion, family members, friends, everyone that kind of had some kind of input into where I am now. And then especially Lee, that's the whole, reason why I'm so fucked up.
Now, Lee,
glad to help.
Why did you agree to Lee, why did you participate in this whole thing?
The documentary. I Jake.
What?
Well, Graham Lansfield that used to run the NABBA back then, he approached me saying, I got this young kid, Jake, and I occasionally help people, but then I'm like, sometimes you help people and they don't listen, they do this and do that. And Graham was on me for a while. No, he was very dedicated, is this, is that. So I said, okay, I'll help him. So that's when Jake was getting ready for the World. So he went over there and won the Worlds and that. But yeah, I just
but you would have started helping me. I reckon you started helping me in 2011. I reckon.
Right.
Was it?
Yeah, because I remember that you guest posed in 2010. You guest posed at Graham's show, and I met you backstage, and you didn't give a fuck about who I was. And
I was going to say, Lee's advice would consist of don't be a pussy, just fucking go train. What do you need me to tell you?
Yeah, I think
Jake would tell you that's how it was.
Exactly. I think they even got one of those fucking generic signed pictures, Dave. I've got it on the wall here. It just says, to Jake, dreams come true, train hard. And
by the way, he's got 400 of those in his house, pre-printed. He just gives them out to the people.
Well, Jake, I think don't you even on the documentary talk about when you get ready for the show, and I was helping him.
Lee's got a stamper. He just stamps it like Lee Priest.
Jake would send me a message like, hey, Lee, this and that, not feeling too good, this and that. And I'll probably just send back a message, suck it up.
Yeah.
100%. That's what he always did.
He's a great motivator.
It was actually hard to make it happen, Dave, because he didn't want anything to do with me, really. I remember I sent him a couple of messages at the start and he didn't want to know about it. And I literally said to him, because he was in Newcastle, I'm in Melbourne. Right. It's about, an hour or so flight away. And I remember I pretty much forced myself and I said, hey, I'm going to fly to Newcastle. I'm going to put myself up in accommodation. What gym do you train at? What area should I train in? And Lee gave me told me what area to book the hotel.
I said World Gym Queensland.
And no shit, I think we trained together 2 times. And I could tell that Lee thought that I was just going to be like any other young bodybuilder, just thought it was all about fucking drugs. Yeah. And it was no use helping me because I already just didn't want to know. I didn't want to know about the hard training or the dieting and waking up doing cardio. But as much as Lee doesn't want to admit it, I think that you actually put up a Facebook post the second day after we trained together, and you were like, so refreshing, these young guys. And yeah, and you didn't say it was about me because that's just you. You don't fucking give credit to anybody. But I knew that it was.
Jake's like, that's about me. That's about me.
I hoped that it was about me. Yeah, I rang everyone. In my contacts and said, "Oh,
actually, I actually asked Lee the same thing. I said, "Was that about Jake?" He goes, "No, it's about another guy." But I'll let him believe it was about him.
It's about my mother. It's about my mum.
And literally, I think about 2 days after me staying in the hotel, Lee was like, "All right," he goes, "just move all your stuff into my place." So then I ended up moved in with Lee and stayed with him, and we just trained every day and we hung out every day. So I think Lee kind of finally, after a couple of days, worked out that I wasn't one of those typical fuckwit bodybuilders.
Yeah.
He broke me down, Dave.
Hold on.
He broke me down.
Jake's got to get Jake. I got to give credit to Jake. Who screwed up who more? Lee, did you get more fucked up by hanging out with Jake, or did Jake get more fucked up by hanging out with you?
How the hell could I get more?
How am I ever going to get my money back? How am I ever going to get my money back from the bills from all the therapy since I met Lee, all of the drugs since I met Lee? Fucking hell. I'm the one that's in trouble. I'm walking around in a T-shirt now. Most of the time I've got buckles and a fucking long sleeve straight jacket on.
Haven't you seen the videos Jake posted of us dressed up as band members in his house and wrapping his mate in cling wrap and putting him in the cupboard with a kitchen knife for when his mum gets home and shit? I must have missed those pictures.
They were all Lee's ideas, and we didn't even take drugs. That's the scary part. So many people are like, "Oh, you guys are off your head."
No, that's just his brain on nothing, on orange juice,
Yeah, we were sitting in the kitchen, and Lee was just like, "Oh, what what's in the garage? And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, have you got what kind of clothes or what gear have you got in the garage? And I'm like, oh, Dad's got like all his motorcycle outfit and we've got some wigs and things like that. And Lee's like, all right, let's go.
Lee,
so we're just trying on all these
That's
things.
right. Before the show, Lee was putting on his werewolf mask because my kid likes werewolves, and my son came in with his werewolf mask.
Oh,
Lee
really?
Lee can
Yeah.
What you have
connect.
to do-
Lee knows
you
how to
have-
connect
Jake-
with the youth of our nation. Or of our
Jake
world.
will have
He
to-
loves dressing up.
Jake can send you those videos, Dave, after the show. Then you might be able to add them to the show because, they're doozies.
Oh, every single thing that we did was a fucking laugh. I've never laughed so much. Even just going to the supermarket, a visit with Lee, everything was just hilarious. But when I was on prep, Lee didn't give a fuck. Like we would go to the movies. I'd be eating like chicken out of a container with lettuce, and Lee would be getting chopped up ice creams
Of
and a
course.
big bag of like Maltesers and
Were
chocolate.
they filming all this stuff with you guys while you were with them?
Nah, there were so
Nah.
many things that we didn't film because it was back in 2012. There was so much shit that didn't get on camera. But
Hold on, they've been filming this since 2012?
No. All the footage that I had, though, so all of the little candid videos that I took of Lee and I being idiots at home and all that stuff, like they've edited all of that stuff in. But they started filming 2019.
Right. You know what? I'll tell you, they did a great job on Cormier, too. Cormier told me that, he goes, I don't even know where half these videos they got in the film were from. I've never even seen them. Like, Cormier was being filmed by people, for 10 years, going to parties and shit and hanging out in hotel rooms. He didn't even know the footage existed until he watched the documentary.
No. And Cormier's documentary was awesome. And that's the other reason why I really wanted Gary, working on mine. Because I was like, well, you don't really want someone to release a documentary and call it a documentary on yourself when it comes out and it's fucking shit.
Right.
Lee, you know all about that, right?
I know about that with Generation Iron. Don't you there?
But I'm sure Lee's documentary is going to be amazing.
Can you play some parts of that? I sent you the link.
I'll send you your script for what you got to say in a week or two.
If people want to see this documentary,
you don't get that opportunity.
If people want to see this documentary, where is it?
So just YouTube, Jake Nikolopolous. If just ask Dave how to spell it first, Nikolopolous.
I actually think we have a
Jake
link
Nikolopolous documentary.
We're going to put the link up to it, Jake.
Thanks very much.
I watched it. It was very good. It was very well done.
I was happy with the way they did it. As I said, for most people that watch it, it's more, don't expect like, oh, why has this guy got a documentary? He hasn't done anything at pro. It's more that journey, just to see when I was younger.
You know what? I started watching it. I also, because they sent me the link, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to watch this. I don't even know who this guy is. And you know what? I got sucked into it because they did a good job.
Oh, that's
they
good.
Sucked me right into it right from the beginning, and I couldn't stop watching it.
This is the checkers game where grand.
And because it had Lee in it too, everyone wants to watch
Lee actually ruined it for me. If you would have left him out, it would have been a lot better. Actually,
I was the comic relief in the whole movie.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, dressed up, singing and fucking with the band, and had Xanadu on the background and stuff.
And at the very end, is this thing on?
You know why it was
everyone
good?
comments on
I'll
that.
tell you why it was good, Jake, because I didn't know anyone in there. That's why I liked it. It was like it was a different perspective on bodybuilding for me,
Well, we kind of wanted to do it, Dave, without making it look like it was super fucking scripted and real cheesy. Like we just wanted to make it real, and that's why when they interviewed some of my mates from back in the day, none of them are even into bodybuilding. They don't even train.
You know what, though? Also, you Aussie guys have a much better personality. If they would have done this on an American guy, I would have probably fallen asleep watching it because they're boring. They would have tried to make it too straight-laced. They would have said these guys would have tried to be too proper on film. You just let it all hang out. You didn't care.
And that's what we tried to avoid. And then especially having Lee on, well, that just fucks up everything. Any kind of chance of having some kind of serious documentary. So
cancel culture's ruined it.
I thought it was very good. Guys, check it out. It is for free on YouTube right now, the Jake Nikolopolous documentary, and Lee Priest is featured throughout that documentary. Now, Jake,
when you're competing next, Jake? I want to know when Jake's
I was going to ask you, what's
next.
your pro debut?
Oh, well, we're still waiting so we can't even get out of the country yet. So I'm hanging
You're locked down.
just like everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
Jake's still in lockdown in Melbourne.
You guys are locked down like all the wildlife is there. They don't let anything out or in Australia. Now you guys are locked down. So
I think there's
only Lee can travel because he's had 3 COVID vaccines.
Yeah,
I don't
Jake,
think they don't affect you with all these vaccines.
Yeah, I know. I hear you going for number 4 because you want to make sure. Is that true?
I think there has been a few pros here try to apply for like exemptions to travel to
I got
compete,
one.
but they're not giving anybody. Did you get one?
I got one.
Yeah, because he got 3
off.
COVID vaccines. He's like the poster boy for COVID
No,
vaccines.
I've had my exemption for about 7 months.
Oh, really?
I think they just want to get.
I think they want to get you out of the country and then not you let back in. Yeah, that's the whole thing.
I think that's it, because it is harder. It is harder to get back in than what it is for me to get out.
They're like, go ahead, Lee, go to England and then try to come back in. We're not letting you back in. All right, I got.
Yeah, but that's all I'm waiting for, Dave. I'm just trying to see like when I can actually get out of the country and pick a show to make a pro debut, because as soon as I literally, the last show I got ready for about a week before is when Tony Doherty cancelled it.
Yeah. That's
so it's like fucking hell.
Hopefully they'll have something over there. Now let me ask you guys this question. I got to change subjects for a minute. The documentary's great, but we got the Arnold Classic list came out, Lee. I want your first impression. I'll have Tyler put it up there. Men's Open. You saw the list. I think it's a pretty damn good lineup, right?
I think it's a good list, and I'm happy to see Ian's doing it and Akeem. And when I watched your interview with Sergio the other day, I thought it was great. I actually got excited listening to Sergio saying, "Why don't we all do it?" Nick Walker and that. I don't want to be like old and say back in my day, but
Bonak's in there. I mean, Bonak's laying it on the line. You got
Bonak.
Kuklo in there.
Yep.
Cedric.
Because remember, back in the 90s and early 2000s, the Arnold Classic lineup used to be pretty much the Olympia lineup, just minus Mr. Olympia, apart from when Ronnie did it, I think once or twice. But it'd be great to see, being that close to Olympia, why wouldn't you do it? To me, you talk to most of these pros, they say the Arnold is a better show than the Olympia, but the Olympia has the name, but the Arnold, the prestige, the money, the title, why not do it? And as Sergio said, the Olympia is sometimes a foregone conclusion. You know who the top 2, maybe top 3 might be. But all these new guys doing the Arnold would be fantastic, because you haven't really got a clue who's going to place where. And yes, I see some guys get upset that egos, someone might get beat. But if you get beat at the Arnold, who cares? In a couple of weeks' time, you might beat that person at the Olympia. It'd be great for the fans. It'd be great for the promoter. What Sergio said is everyone should do it. It'd be great.
But everyone's so scared of like losing or not placing well these days. Like they should just compete. Well, you don't have to win every show, but like you said, if everyone just competed, it would make it such a great watch for all of the fans. But I think everyone's just so worried about, if I lose, what are people going to say about me? Or if I'm a little bit off, who gives a fuck?
Right. If you're afraid to compete, you shouldn't be a bodybuilder. That's the bottom line.
Well, especially if most of these guys too, that's all that they do. Like I've got a normal job. We've got a business. We work, a 9 till 5. Well, a lot longer actually, because it's our business. But if most of these guys, if they're just eating, sleeping, and training, and just living the bodybuilding dream, fuck, they should be wanting to compete all the time.
I can't say you're wrong. I mean, I don't know what. I think guys just get scared. If you're going to do the Olympia, you shouldn't be. You should be able to do any show out there and feel like, hey, I could win it. Guys like
as we all know as well,
Bonak's won the Arnold twice now.
Yeah. So for him to go in and do it,
people don't realize Bonak beat Curry at the Olympia the year that Curry won the Olympia. So, I mean, any day anyone can beat anyone. I don't even know why Brandon Curry's not doing it. He should be on that list.
But that's what Lee, you've always said that too. It's like sometimes the guy that beats you, you come back a few weeks later in a different show and then you beat him. It's like that's bodybuilding.
Exactly.
Like someone comes in off, you get whatever.
And I always found too, when shows are together, like in the beginning of the year when we used to do the Iron Man, the Arnold, the San Fran, the longer you stayed in shape with the posing and photo shoots in between or doing your social media now, the longer I stayed in shape, the better I got for each show. So whether these guys now are doing too many crazy chemicals or whatever it is before the show that they can only peak for one show, I don't understand they can only peak for one show when all you have to do is eat, sleep, and train. Eat, sleep, and train.
It's not the chemicals, Lee. It's the brain that can't peak them.
It's like, what the fuck are you doing that is so bad that you have to do a show and take a whole year off?
I got to take videos for my social media. I just can't compete so much. It's like be like LeBron. Be like LeBron doing the first game of the year and saying, "See you guys. I'll see you at the finals. I'll see you at the end of the year." I'd be like, "What?"
If I'm top 3, if I'm top 3 at the Olympia, I'm doing the Arnold if it's a month before, because that's an easy double, and that you can make some serious bank too. I mean, that's money.
Exactly.
So who are we thinking is going to be top 3 for this show? You'd have Bonak up there. Akeem, possibly Akeem and Sergio. I don't know. The top three is going to be.
I mean,
I
you never know about Cedric McMillan. Maybe he shows up looking amazing. Put that list.
If Cedric's on, you can't count him out. So if I was to go with top five, any top five, I'd have Bonac, Akeem, Ian, Sergio, and Cedric. But then
you'd be crazy to leave Steve Kuklo out of that list because
I was going to say
that's what I mean.
Steve Kuklo. Yeah.
But Steve too, I think, is like Cedric sometimes. Sometimes he nails it, and sometimes for some reason people like Cedric or Kuklo, they're just a little bit off. They look a lot off. Whereas some guys can be a little bit off.
Kuklo's been really good the last couple times we've seen him. I haven't seen him off in a couple shows. He's been really good.
Is Hunter Labrada doing the show, Dave?
No, I don't see him on the list. He should have.
Hunter and Nick, major throw. That's the thing too, because it says invitation. I think this year, due to COVID and all the crap, they should let a few more do it. So they should throw in Hunter and Nick.
I'm sure Hunter would have gotten
liking
an invite had he put his name on that list. Hunter's doing Tampa, I think, and then he's done. Remember, the problem is that the Arnold is not a qualifier for this year's Olympia. It's for the next year because it's too late. So I think the guys who's a qualifier are not doing it.
It's a qualifier.
It'd be good to see someone.
It'd
be good to see someone like Hardy throw his name in there too. I think Hardy's in really good shape.
Yeah, I mean, if he's in town, why shouldn't he do it? I mean, that would have been a perfect show for him to do. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
and I want people to dismiss this drug thing too. A lot of bodybuilders take drugs, a lot of drugs, because I can honestly say when I was helping Jake get ready, and Jake did ask me about a cycle, and I even said to him, "Look, I'm not a doctor. I can show you what I took." And I sent him an email. I said, "Look, maybe follow this." I guarantee, Dave, within 5 minutes, Jake sent me an email back and he goes, "Are you fucking with me?" I said, "No."
Yeah,
I said, "That's the little bit I take." He's like, "Fuck off. That's bullshit."
Jake,
I said, "No growth hormone, no growth hormone, no nothing."
Yeah. I still tell people to this day, Lee, that was the best thing that ever happened was me getting to know Sam Ioannidis when I was young, and you, because I was only, when I met you, I was only like 22 or 23, a little bit older. And that was the best thing because, there were so many different coaches in Australia. There's so much information out there, and all these guys are doing it, pushing massive amounts of drugs. And there were plenty of young guys when I was coming up that I was like, fuck, why are they so much bigger than me? And then when you hear what they're doing, I'm just happy that I had someone like you, Lee, to tell me that to train hard, eat.
Because I remember for like so many times you're like, "No growth hormone." I said, "No, don't worry about it. You're still young. You don't need
no
it."
insulin,
like,
no growth hormone.
Really?
The less you use early in your career, the better it works later in your career when you actually use the stuff, and that's a well-known fact. So good advice. Young guys should use nothing as long as they can, and then minimal stuff until you actually really need it, and then it'll push you over the top. You can't start out of the gate using a ton of stuff because then what happens when that doesn't work anymore?
Oh, they all do. Oh, I don't know. It's obviously the same. Doesn't matter what country you're in, but. Yeah, so many. Even when I had my gym open for personal training, I was meeting a lot of young guys coming through. Oh, geez, the cycles that they were going over. It was just crazy what people were doing. And here I am thinking, fuck, I'm still able to grow and do what I'm doing. And sometimes using a small amount, you still feel like, oh shit, is it too much? And then you hear what these other guys are doing. It's like, fuck, it's. Absolutely insane.
I want to thank Jake for
definitely
joining us today. I'm a little pressed for time.
Before we go, Dave, you didn't give us your top three, the Arnold of those names.
Yeah, I'm torn. I really, we didn't talk about Justin Rodriguez also, who's really, really good in that lineup too. And Muhammad El-Imam looked great. I have to believe
Justin Rodriguez just win.
Bonac is the highest placing guy. Yeah. I have to give Bonac the nod. I have Sergio Oliva in my top three, and I have Ian Valliere and Akeem Williams. I got my top four. Because you know what? I don't know who's going to show up out of that group, but I like Akeem. I love Ian. I think Ian structurally is just huge. Bonac is the most seasoned, and Sergio's the wild card.
Hey, Dave, let me ask you a question because you've worked with Akeem. Yeah. Watching Akeem at the Olympia, he literally, to me, watching him, he seemed like one of the craziest guys on stage. How come you think he doesn't place high? Because it seems like his condition is the best up there.
He will. You know what? His back was a little weak, and it's still not as strong as body part. He has good width, but he has the density issue in the back. But I think it's been improving every year. I think this year he's going to make a name for himself. I think he's going to move into the top 5 this year. And
It seems like he has pretty much all the tools. Like he's just a monster, and his condition was crazy.
Yeah, he's got very thick, he's got thick skin. It's been getting better and better every year. But the back was always holding him back. I think this year he's going to finally, be
I think that's what makes the Arnold Classic good this year, because all those names we mentioned, any one of them can win it. It's just going to come down to who hits it on the day, which will be exciting.
Yeah, like it could be the craziest Arnold Classic.
Don't bet against William Bonac, though. That guy is super intense. I think he's going to be tough to beat.
Yeah.
And I think, yes.
All right. I love you guys, but I got to wrap it up. I got to go pick my daughter up from school. Jake, thank you. Check out the Jake Nikolopolous documentary that is featuring Lee Priest on
that's
YouTube
twice
for
you got
free.
it right.
And what did he say?
You got his name right twice.
Once I got it. I'm a slow learner, but I remember for a long time. So
Nate, thank you, Jake Nikolopolous.
Put your Wolfman mask on there, Lee.
My wolf mask is up in the cupboard.
Never mind. All right, I love you guys. I gotta go.
It's in the closet.
I'll see you next week.
Well,
Dave Palumbo,
thanks
Lee
for having me
Priest,
on the show.
Jake Nikolopolous. We'll see you next time.
Thanks very much.
Fancy talking to us Aussies like that, you cunt.